Ali MacGraw's beauty, once hailed as one of the most captivating in the world, instantly captured the public's attention, particularly through her unforgettable role in Love Story. She became an icon, a symbol of tragic romance, and a screen presence that evoked deep emotional connections. Audiences weren't just fans of the characters she portrayed, they projected their own hopes and heartaches onto her. Ali moved through Hollywood like a living poem, embodying grace, elegance, and vulnerability. However, this early success came at a price, as the intensity of fame came before she had a chance to fully understand who she was. Ali's rise was meteoric, but it was also overwhelming, and the woman behind the beautiful face struggled to keep up with the pace of her public persona, the dark side of fame. From the very beginning, Ali MacGraw's fame was a double-edged sword. She was adored not just for her acting, but for the image of grace and sorrow she carried with her, particularly in Love Story. However, the reality of her life behind the screen was far less glamorous. Born into a turbulent family environment, Ali's upbringing was marked by the challenges of an alcoholic mother and an emotionally distant father. These early hardships left her unprepared for the pressures of stardom that would come. Hollywood, more concerned with her physical appeal than her personal well-being, quickly commodified her beauty. Her rise to stardom came so rapidly that Ali had little chance to grow beyond the public's perception of her, leaving her struggling to reconcile the world's adoration with her own sense of self, the burden of beauty. In Hollywood, Ali MacGraw's beauty became both her greatest asset and her biggest burden. Studios capitalized on her striking looks, often overlooking her inner complexities in favor of her ability to sell movies. As her career skyrocketed, her image became a symbol of beauty, and people began to project their fantasies onto her, reducing her to a symbol rather than a person. Yet, while the world admired her outward appearance, few took the time to consider whether she was truly happy. Underneath the glamorous exterior, Ali was dealing with insecurities and fears rooted in her early years, and the demands of fame only magnified those emotions. In a world that celebrated her for her grace, no one bothered to ask if she was okay, leaving her to navigate the emotional and psychological toll of her stardom in private. Love, loss, and sacrifice. Ali MacGraw's personal life mirrored the complexity of her public persona. Her first marriage to film producer Robert Evans was marred by the scrutiny of their Hollywood relationship, which was often more about their public image than personal connection. When she left Evans for the rebellious Steve McQueen, it seemed like the beginning of a romantic fairy tale. However, it was far more complicated. McQueen, though charismatic, demanded a different kind of partner, one who would put her own ambitions and independence aside for his needs. Ali, once a symbol of strength and individuality, found herself shrinking into a quieter, more submissive role. Her career, once soaring, took a back seat as she focused on the relationship, and in doing so, she sacrificed a part of herself, which would leave her feeling lost when the relationship eventually ended. The road to healing. In the late 1980s, Ali MacGraw made the courageous decision to enter the Betty Ford Clinic, not for public spectacle, but as a way to confront her struggles head-on. It was there that she began the long, difficult work of facing the pain and trauma that had shaped her life. For the first time, Ali acknowledged the ways in which her fame had been a mask, hiding the true person beneath. She faced the truth that she had spent much of her life trying to please others, molding herself into the image that Hollywood and her relationships expected. Her journey through recovery was a quiet and personal one, not a publicized transformation, but a private act of regaining control over her life and her sense of self, a new chapter in Santa Fe. After completing her recovery, Ali moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico, seeking a life that was free from the pressures of Hollywood. In Santa Fe, she found a peace she had never known in her previous years. She focused on simple, grounding activities like gardening, meditation, and reading philosophy. The pace of life was slower, and the constant scrutiny of the public eye was no longer a daily reality. Here, Ali was able to cultivate a life that was authentically hers, free from the expectations of others. The woman who had once been defined by her beauty and fame now found fulfillment in the quiet, introspective moments that had eluded her for so long. Living with reflection. Ali MacGraw's new life in Santa Fe was one of solitude, but it was a solitude that brought her peace. Though she lived alone, without a partner or children, she discovered a strength in embracing her own company. She no longer sought validation from the world around her. The beauty that had once defined her was no longer the measure of her worth. Instead, Ali was known for her wisdom and kindness, qualities that were far more enduring than her youthful appearance. Her days were filled with personal growth, quiet reflection, and the joy of living authentically. In this later stage of her life, Ali found that the true value of a person lies not in their external image, but in their inner life. Reflection on the past. As Ali MacGraw grew older, she occasionally spoke about her journey in interviews, but her words were measured and reflective. She spoke candidly about the pressures she faced as a young woman in Hollywood and how, for years, she tried to conform to the world's expectations. She admitted that in her youth, she had been more concerned with pleasing others than with understanding who she truly was. Looking back, Ali acknowledged that it took years for her to realize the importance of living for herself, and not for the image the world had projected onto her. Despite the challenges she faced, there was no bitterness in her reflections, only a sense of acceptance and a recognition that, in the end, her life had been a journey of personal growth and self-discovery, a life defined by resilience. At 86, Ali MacGraw's life is defined not by her past fame, but by the quiet dignity she has cultivated in her later years. Though the world may remember her for Love Story and the fleeting image of Hollywood glamour, Ali's true legacy lies in her resilience. She has lived a life that is not about seeking approval or recognition, but about embracing authenticity and finding peace within herself. Her journey is a testament to the power of self-reflection, healing, and the ability to reclaim one's life after the overwhelming pressures of fame. In a world that often celebrates youth and beauty, Ali MacGraw's story serves as a powerful reminder of the strength that comes from living a life true to oneself. The true legacy. Ali MacGraw's story is a reminder of the profound impact fame can have on a person, especially when it comes too early, too fast, and without the support needed to cope with it. Yet her legacy is not just about the years spent in the spotlight, it's about her ability to survive and find strength after the fame faded. She represents the quiet triumph of choosing authenticity over external validation, of finding peace within oneself despite the world's demands. Her life is a profound lesson in resilience, self-respect, and the courage it takes to embrace one's true self, even when the world has already defined you. Through her journey, Ali MacGraw proves that the most enduring victories are often those we achieve in silence and solitude.